Hey guys, welcome to my channel Tutor Fuzzy. Today's video has been made upon request from 12th standard students. They're basically CBSE students. I have created a password generator using Tkinter GUI, and here I'm making use of a slider where I can select the length of the password. Basically the complexity you can increase. The application name will be given, the email ID can be provided, and if you click on generate password, the password will be generated. The backend for this is SQLite3. That is, if you give a particular application name and if you give the email ID, if you generate the password, the generated password along with that, these two information will be saved in your database. So let's get started with some example. Let's say if I give, I want to create a password for Gmail, and the email ID that I'm choosing to give is, let's say, abcdef@gmail.com, and if I click on generate password, observe a password is generated. The complexity of the password is there is at least one upper letter, there is one at least lower letter, there is one number and one special character. Let's have a look at the code. Let's start with the requirements. We'll be working on Python. Basically, I'm using Python 3.7. Older version is also fine. We'll be using Tkinter and SQLite3. The first thing that you would want to do is first create the database for your requirement. Now for the requirement, which is, you have to create a database. You will have to create a table which can store these values, which this table will be in a database, and basic operation would be to insert and to select. Now as per the model which I've created, the project that I've created, there is no option of update. However, if you want to have that operation added, you may add that. Now if you see here, I'm writing functions and I've tried my best to make a function as a pure function. If you do not know what pure function is, you can probably look at the description. I'll give you the link and you can refer to that particular link. So I'm creating a database, and this is a function that I'm creating, db_create_database, inside which I'm saying SQLite3.connection, and this is the name of my DB that I'm creating. I'm sorry, I did not say that you have to first import SQLite3. All right, now this is you need not have it. I have just created for my stuff. All right, and then the output would be the object which has been created. This is db_connection. This object will be used to create the table, to execute all the other commands like selecting, to insert into a table, to update, and all that. The second function is create table, which will be using an argument called connection. This connection is nothing but this particular object that was created under this function db_create database. So if you see here, I have created a table, and this table has 4 columns. One is ID, which is an integer, which is also a primary key and auto increment, meaning I did not put a value explicitly inside this. It will automatically increment from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. Application name, which is varchar2 of length max 255, which is not null. Email ID varchar2 255 not null. Password varchar2 255 unique and not null. Unique because I also have a requirement that a password which is generated should not be duplicate, which is should not be created again, right? So that's the idea that I've created this as unique. Also observe the connection. As soon as you're done with creating, it's better to commit your database. Okay, so I've committed. All right, so the next function that I'm creating is insert function. Insert function is taking connection, the connection which I've created here in the database, and some keyword arguments. What is this keyword argument going to have? It is going to have the names of, I've shown you the name which I'll be giving in the application name from the front end, which was in our example Gmail. That will come here in this particular argument. As this particular argument, it will be placed here. then this particular keyword argument would have the email ID. If you remember, we had given ABCDEF or something like that at gmail.com. That will be placed here. The next one will be the password which is generated by my system. You know, the function which I have created, I'll show you what is that function. That password will be put here. All right, now let us see then what happens. Then I'm executing the query, which is insert query. Finally, I'll be committing it and just putting an insert successful statement, just so that I know that the insert is successful. Similarly, I also have a select statement. Here the select is again, I'm passing the argument as connection, the connection which we created before, and I'm just having a simple select star from the table name. All right, so this is going to be a database, and let's get started with the generate password, the main program. If you see here, I have imported Tkinter, I have imported DB. Now what is this DB? This DB is the module which I have created here. One thing to observe is, when you want to do something like this, you want to have all these modules in the same working directory. If you see here, this is available in db.py. Sorry, this is available in, my bad, C users user desktop apps password generator project, right? So all these, if you see here, generate underscore pwd.py is available in the same folder as db.py. So what happens is I can easily import this particular module from my generate underscore pwd.py. Then I am importing string and random method as well. This is these two methods will be the one which will be helping us create random password and also make use of or find the alphabets and the special characters and the numbers as part of a string that can be used here. All right, so I will come to this later. Let us start from the main function. If you see here, the main function has main screen, which is equal to tk, which is, this will create our main window, the outer window. Then I'm creating a geometry, I'm giving a size to it. Then I'm giving a title to my main screen, which is password generator. The main label is password generator, which has a background gray. I'll just quickly show you what is what. If you see, I'm opening this image. This is the title. This is the label, which is of gray background. All right, observe this. Then here I have given some parameters here. You can just play around with these parameters. I have selected a font of Calibri and font size is 13. Okay, and then the next label that I've given is password length, which is what is used to show this. Let's see this one. This is that password length, the slider, this one. Yeah. So the next one is a slider. If you see here, scale is equal to scale is used to generate this scale, which is nothing but the slider. And if you see here, it has a from address which is which is 8. And the to address which is 21. Again, the font and all is Calibri and 13. I have just tried to maintain one font everywhere, and orientation is horizontal, so that it's horizontal, not vertical. And the tick interval equal to 13 basically means that how many positions are you looking for those the values which you see here. I'll show you this. If you see this number 8 is the starting point. After that, if you add 13 to it, it comes to 21. If I had kept, let's say if I had kept 6, so 8 plus 6 would be 14. 14 would have come here in between, and then 14 plus 6 would be 20. So 20 would have been the number, 21 wouldn't be there. All right. So that's why I've just kept a tick interval of 13 so that I see the starting point and the ending point. All right. Then next is okay, in this the one thing which you should observe is this var which I have created, which is integer declaration, int var, and this is the var value which will have the value which you have selected from your slider. Meaning, if you select here, let's say 10 after sliding, then what happens is that 10 value will be put in this var, okay, that var. Next, I have created a label for application name, okay, and I'm creating an entry. In Tkinter, entry is used to take input from the user. All right. Here I'm creating a text variable and the name of the variable is application name, meaning this application name is a variable which we have created who is of data type string, and this will be this variable which will hold the value which I'm giving from my front end, meaning this one. Here application name, if I give Gmail or YouTube, whatever I want, that value will be saved in application name. All right. Similarly, I have this same thing for email ID as well. Finally, I have a button which says generate password. It has a font and width and height. Finally, I'm saying the command is, meaning what should happen if I click the button. If I click the button, it should call generate underscore pwd. Observe when that happens, when I click the button, it will call generate underscore pwd. Now here I'm creating another window, screen 2. I'm saying that it is over the main screen. So top level is main screen. Over that I'm creating screen 2. All right. So the main screen still the main screen. All right. Which is this main underscore screen which was created inside main function. Now here I'm just calling my databases. So here is the main task which is happening. I'm creating the password, calling the function database. So let's go to database function. If you see here, I am calling db underscore create underscore database, which is nothing but this particular function. So what does this function do? It will return the object db underscore connection. That object will be saved in CONN. I'm creating the table db underscore create table of CONN that goes and calls this particular function. Here, if the table is already existing, this particular execution won't happen. If the table is not existing, if it is for the first time, then obviously the table will be created. After that, I'm creating a unique password. This is a function that I have created in my particular, this particular function, which is, this particular module, which is generate underscore pwd.py. If you see here, if I go up, it will be creating a unique password and it goes back here. Here, I'm giving the password length as a parameter. Where was the length? If you remember, the length was saved in var variable, which was here. You remember this? Remember? Yes. So this var will be passed as an argument to this particular function, which will be the length of the password. Then I'm just randomly creating these passwords. How am I doing this? If you see here, I'm selecting a variable like x and I'll be reusing it all the time. Okay. I'm saying x is equal to random number from 0 to 25. Okay. So it will select between A, B, C, D, E, F, G, any of that number. Randomly a number will be picked. Okay. Between 0 to 25, it could be 0, 1, 2 till 25, any number. Then what am I doing? I'm calling this method called as, this module called as string, the one which I have imported here. In that there is basically a property which says ASCII underscore uppercase. This is used to tell us all the uppercases, the string uppercase, all the letters in uppercase. I'll quickly show you. Observe here my screen. I'll import a string. And I'll say string dot, let's say ASCII letters lowercase and uppercase. Let me pick up uppercase. I'll press enter. Observe all the uppercase letters have been given here. In this, what I'm doing here is I'm randomly picking the x, whatever is the x number. X is nothing but I'm going to use it like an index, the number which has been generated by my random module. So that will be picked and that will be appended in my empty list. Okay, in the first case it is empty list, right? In the first iteration when it is just started, right? So I'm appending it that particular password. Okay, what do you say? The letter. Then I'm creating x again, same way. I'm selecting the lowercase. Then I'm selecting using printable. I'm selecting the special characters starting from 62 till 95. Let me just show you. I'll just show this to you. Observe, if I show all of them, this is basically printable will have all the entire string. Okay, it has numbers, it has lowercase letters, it has uppercase, it has all the special characters. I'm choosing only between 62 to 95. All right, so let me just show you what are those special characters till 95. I want 95 to be included, so I'll give 96. So all these special characters have been included. If I want to reduce it, I can reduce. Whichever I don't want, I can select here, okay, which I want and which I don't want in my password generation logic. I think we're still left with fourth one. Fourth one is number. Yes, so you can go to string.digits and get the digit, okay, between 0 and 9. Check pick a number, and that number will be appended in this list of characters. Now the list is going to have four characters, okay, a list of elements of 4 characters. So it's going to have one upper letter, one lower letter, one number, and one special character. Now how much is left out? Let's say the password length I had chosen in the front was 8. How many characters more are left out? 4 more, right? Because 4 I've already selected, so 4 more are pending. So what I'm doing is I'm using a for loop that says get the length, this is password length, and I'm using .get method, which is this is a property which is inside Tkinter, because var was declared as int var. So it's a property which is there in int var, which is, it says .get. Now what I'm doing is I'm getting the length, that number. So let's say the number was 8, actual number. So I'm saying 8 minus 4, this is 4. So this loop is going to run how many times? It's going to run 4 more times, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm selecting all the numbers starting from 0 to 95. Any random number will be picked up here and put in X. And then I'm selecting it from this print table. Okay, if you remember, print table is this, right? So it will pick 4 times, any 4 random characters will be picked, and it will be appended in list character. Now why am I performing this shuffle? Because as of now the password is going to be always, first one is always going to be uppercase, the second one is always going to be lowercase, the third one is always going to be a special character, fourth one is going to be number. You want to make a password little difficult, right? So if you see here, I'm saying random.shuffle and shuffle all these list of characters. Once that done, if you remember, pwd was a string. I'm saying pwd is equal to pwd plus pwd.join. Basically is joining all the characters which have been shuffled, which are elements. All those elements have been joined. Now a password will be created. A new password which is created, that will be returned from where to wherever it was called. If you remember, it was called here. So it goes back here. I'm saying db.insert. Now is where I'm inserting in my database. So observe here, it is inserting in this particular database. So whatever whatever values I'm passing will be placed here and it will be inserted. Once inserted, it will give me a message, insert successful. It will return true. Now here it will return the password back. Why is this password is needed? Because if you see here, this password has to be projected to me on a new screen. If you remember, that new screen was created, right, which had the password. That I'm using a label to show the password. The background is white and I'm just saying, the font is Calibri 13. That's it. And these two things, if you see here, what are they used for? This is for this one. If I create a password by filling these values and I say generate, these message boxes, not message boxes, the entry boxes should be cleared again. And in order to do that, I'm doing this. I'm saying delete whatever is there inside it from beginning till the end, delete everything. Internet is full of technical videos. I just love to make it so that everyone understands.